If you're thinking about moving to Tampa in 2026, where you live will shape your experience far more than most people expect. The difference between choosing the right neighborhood and the wrong one isn't just preference. It affects your commute, your routine, and your stress level, and how much you actually enjoy living here. In this video, we're gonna break down the best Tampa neighborhoods for families and young professionals for 2026, so you can choose an area that truly fits how you live, not just what looks good on a map. We help people relocate to Tampa every single week, from families to professionals and remote workers. And there's one pattern we see over and over again. People do not regret moving to Tampa, they regret choosing a neighborhood that did not match their lifestyle. All right, we're gonna do some FAQs about this episode, so this should be really fun. How do we narrow this down to just 2 or 3 neighborhoods? If you want help narrowing this down for your specific situation, watch the full video to learn more. Here's what most people don't realize. There is no single best neighborhood in Tampa. The right choice depends entirely on how you live day to day. A neighborhood that's perfect for a family with kids can feel isolating for a young professional. And a walkable nightlife heavy area can feel super overwhelming for a growing family. So we're breaking this video into 2 clear sections. First, the best Tampa neighborhoods for families where schools, safety, and community matter most. Then we'll shift into the best areas for young professionals where walkability, access, and lifestyle density take priority. And if you're deciding between both, stay until the end because that's where the real trade-offs become super clear. Let's start with one of the most consistently in-demand family communities in Tampa, Westchase. If you're looking for balance, good schools, a strong community feel, and an easy commute, Westchase checks a lot of the boxes. Families love Westchase because it feels like a real neighborhood. You've got parks, walking trails, community pools, family-friendly restaurants, and regular events that actually bring people together. Another big advantage is location. You're close to downtown Tampa, close to the airport, and close to major employment corridors without feeling like you live in the middle of the city. If you want strong schools and community without giving up convenience, Westchase is one of the best neighborhoods for families. Next up is FishHawk Ranch. If schools are your absolute top priority, then this one deserves some serious attention. FishHawk is a master plan community built specifically for families. Many of the top-rated schools are right inside the neighborhood. So that means your kids can walk and even bike to school. You've also got multiple pools, splash pads, clubhouses, and trails, and really cool preserved green spaces throughout the community. The trade-off is its location. FishHawk is farther away from downtown Tampa, so this really works best for families who do not need to commute into the city every single day. But if raising kids in a structured school-focused environment matters more than proximity, FishHawk is one of the strongest family setups in the region. If you're watching this because you're seriously considering a move to Tampa, this is important. We help families and young professionals relocate here every single week, and the biggest difference maker is choosing the right neighborhood up front, based on how you actually live, not just what looks good online. If you want help narrowing this down for your situation, check out the links in the description below and connect with us directly. No pressure, just clarity before you make a huge decision to move. Now let's talk about New Tampa. And this is important. New Tampa isn't just one neighborhood, it's a broader area that includes communities like Tampa Palms, Ybor Green, and Hunters Green. Families like New Tampa because they get a gated community, recreational facilities, golf courses, and access to stronger charter and magnet schools, often at a lower price point than South Tampa. You're also close to shopping, hospitals, and major roadways, which make daily life so much easier. New Tampa works well for families who want suburban space and amenities without paying premium inner city pricing. If you want a more established feel, let's talk about Carrollwood. Carrollwood is one of those neighborhoods people move to and then they never leave. You'll find larger homes, mature trees, quiet streets, and a strong sense of community. There are plenty of parks, youth sports leagues, and public and private school options nearby. And one of the biggest advantages here is your location. You're northwest of downtown, which makes commuting to daily errands very manageable. Carrollwood is ideal for families who want character, space, and central access without new construction sprawl. One of the fastest growing family areas heading into 2026 is Wesley Chapel. Families are moving here for newer homes, newer schools, and more affordability compared to many parts of Hillsborough County. You've got major shopping hubs like Wiregrass Mall, entertainment at the Grove, and expanding hospitals and infrastructure. The trade-off is commute time. Wesley Chapel works best for families who either work remotely or don't mind driving a bit farther for space and value. If you want room to grow, modern development, Wesley Chapel continues to be a strong contender. Now let's talk about one of the most desirable and competitive family areas in Tampa, South Tampa. Families are drawn here for top-rated schools, walkable streets, and proximity to downtown and Bayshore Boulevard. You get beautiful neighborhoods, strong community pride, and easy access to parks, waterfront walks, and city amenities. The reality check here is pricing. South Tampa commands a premium, but for professional families who value location and school zones, it's often worth it. If you want something with more personality, Seminole Heights is worth a look. This area is known for its historic bungalows, artsy vibe, and tight-knit community feel. Families who choose Seminole Heights often value culture, local restaurants, and being close to downtown without paying South Tampa prices. It's not for everyone, but for the right family, it's a great fit. Two newer communities families are asking about heading into 2026 are Two Rivers and Mirada Lagoon. Two Rivers offers modern planning, trails, and family-oriented design with long-term growth potential. Mirada is built around the largest man-made lagoon in the entire country, offering a resort-style lifestyle right inside your neighborhood. These are great options for families who want something new and lifestyle-driven. All right, now, let's switch gears and talk about young professionals. This group usually splits into two priorities. Some people want maximum walkability and energy, others want affordability with access. Let's start with the most walkable options. If walkability and lifestyle matter most, Hyde Park consistently ranks at the top. Hyde Park Village offers shopping, dining, and weekly markets, and all are walkable. And nearby SOHO provides one of Tampa's most active nightlife scenes. It's close to downtown without feeling overly dense, which makes it incredibly popular with professionals. You pay more here, but you're paying for lifestyle and convenience. If you want true urban living, downtown Tampa is it. You can walk to work, restaurants, events, and the waterfront along Riverwalk. This works best for professionals who want a car-light lifestyle and don't require a lot of space. The Channel District offers a more modern apartment-focused version of downtown living. You get newer buildings, waterfront access, and proximity to events, often at a slightly lower price point than other urban areas. Units are a bit smaller, but the lifestyle is strong. Now, if you're looking for nightlife and culture and energy are what you want, Ybor City delivers. This area is walkable, historic, and packed with entertainment. It's ideal for professionals who want action and affordability. Just understand it's more of nightlife oriented than residential. Finally, North Hyde Park is one of the best value areas for young professionals. You're close to downtown, close to restaurants, and still in a quieter residential pocket. It's especially popular with early career professionals and graduate students. Here's what matters most heading into 2026. Tampa gives you options, but you can't optimize everything at once. Families usually decide between location and space, whereas young professionals decide between walkability and affordability. And this is exactly what we see every single day. People don't regret Tampa, they regret choosing a neighborhood that didn't match how they actually live. There is no single best neighborhood. There is only the best neighborhood for you. If you've made it this far, you're probably not just curious, you're actually planning. Tampa is an incredible place to live, but choosing the wrong neighborhood can completely change your experience. We help families and young professionals relocate to Tampa every single week, and the difference almost always comes down to choosing a neighborhood that truly fits how you live. If you want help thinking through where you actually belong, not just what looks good online, you'll find ways to connect with us directly in the description below. And if this video helped you make a smarter decision, make sure to subscribe and break down Tampa neighborhoods, lifestyles, market shifts every single week. All right, we're gonna do some FAQs about this episode, so this should be really fun. So let's start with the first one. How do we narrow this down to just 2 or 3 neighborhoods? So the best way to narrow this down is after we meet, we have a consultation. We really tailor our approach to meet your needs and what it is that you're looking for. So depending on your lifestyle, your commute time, and what's most important to you, it's really about walkability or neighborhoods that have schools that are close by. We can tailor that once we have a real conversation with you and really get in line with what your goals are. All right, question number 2. Is it better to rent first or to buy right away? Well, it really depends about the situation and completely up to you. If you're relocating and you're trying to get familiar with the neighborhoods and trying to get familiar with the area, or even if you like Florida, sometimes renting could be the best move for you. That way you get to know the neighborhoods, kind of play around and visit other neighborhoods until you can decide what really truly fits your lifestyle. And if you're wanting to buy right away, which it happens more often than not, it really just depends again. Like, we really do a really good job of playing to what your goals and what your preferences are so that we can really do an excellent match based on what we discovered during our initial conversations. Question number 3. What's the biggest mistake people make? To be honest with you, it really comes down to lifestyle. A lot of the times when we buy into communities or neighborhoods or locations that don't really truly match what it is that we enjoy, that decision becomes super regretful. So that's typically what we see when we're rushing into decisions and we're kind of just picking to pick. When regret sets in, that's typically our number 1 mistake that I'm seeing people make. Now, question number 4. How far in advance should we plan? This again is going to be super specific to your needs. We typically say anywhere between 3 to 6 months if you are relocating. So it gives you a chance to kind of visit neighborhoods, really hone down on your search, kind of visit them after hours and things like that. But if you're a local, you pretty much are well versed with what neighborhoods are in Tampa. It could be anywhere between 30 to 90 days if you're just relocating from Tampa to South Tampa, or, any neighborhood in Pasco County or anything like that. But if you're relocating, I recommend 3 to 6 months just so that you can do a couple of visits and get familiar with other neighborhoods. Question number 5. What if we choose the wrong neighborhood? Well, if we choose the wrong neighborhood, there's not a problem that we can't face together and solve. That's why it's super important that preparation takes place. But again, if it happens, just know that we will strategically put together a game plan so that we can get you in the neighborhood that you're desiring. Just know that there could be expenses associated with that and a little bit of stress, but nonetheless, we're happy to help you navigate that so that we can make it as easy as possible. Question number 6. Can you help us decide personally? Absolutely. I take a lot of pride and a lot of diligent effort to really understand what your goals are. And my job is to help you create clarity and certainty on the decisions that you're going to be making. So yes, absolutely, we can work together closely so that we can help and navigate this market with clarity and certainty, and you can make confident decisions. If these questions sound familiar, you're probably closer to moving than you think. If you want help narrowing this down for your specific situation, you'll find ways to connect with us directly in the description below. We'll help you think through where you actually belong, not just what looks good online. And if this video helped you, make sure to subscribe. We share new Tampa neighborhoods and relocation content every single week.